Hi everyone, I'm going to talk about a summary of Christine's books. So, at the time of them leaving the Roland's house, they took a trip of the Darnell garage. On the way, the car broke down because it had a flat tire in front of a house where Arnie and Dennis had a problem with the owners because they didn't want a scrap in their garden. After Dennis arrived with a new tire and they changed it. At night, when Dennis got home, he went to bed and had a bad dream about the image of the car Christine attacking because he had a supposition that the car was. The next day, Dennis decided to get away from Ernie because he spent very afternoon on Darnell's garage, and Christine began to be an obsession. One day, when arriving at the garage, they were surprised that Buddy Repperton was there with his car. Buddy was a braggart who started making life impossible for Ernie, getting to damage part of Christine. They had a fight one afternoon in that garage, which Dennis learned about later, and Darnell threw it out of the garage to Arnie. Then Dennis had an idea to get the car in the Levi's garage. But in that moment, he saw in the newspaper that Roland died that same day as Arnie's fight. The day of Roland's funeral, Arnie and Dennis decided to go and they met Roland's brothers called George. They talk and they want to ask him if they couldn't use the Roland's garage, but he refused and advised them to sell and get right to Christine. And Dennis, in an oversight of Arnie, returned with George and asked him about the car, and he agreed to give him information if he come to his motel at night. Dennis came to the motel and told him his story and the problem of anger that Roland suffered since he was a child. He went to the army and he worked as a good mechanic. After he married with Veronica, who mistreated her, but she loved him. She got pregnant of Rita. They got better financially. They got bought a house and Christine car. One afternoon, they went for a ride in the car, and there Rita died choking out a piece of milk at 6 years old. Veronica went into depression, and at 6 months later, she killed herself inside the car where her daughter died. She suffocated. Dennis was very shocked and decided to leave. Dennis went to the Darnell's garage to see the advance of Christine, and he saw many anomalies, but he didn't pay much attention. The next day, they started classes, and they met Lake Kaboom, who Arnie helped with some homework. After he was a lunchtime, and Arnie went to the court, and he found Buddy, who was threatening him with a pocket knife. Dennis saying that decided to look from Mr. Casey, and they start to fight. Then, with Buddy friends, Mr. Casey arrived and he took them to the office. At the end, Arnie and Dennis decide to continue with their classes.